After suffering a second loss to Oleksandr Usyk, the two-time heavyweight champion and long-time lineal heavyweight champion Tyson Fury announced his retirement from professional boxing.
He's up there with the greats. You know, him and Usyk are the best two heavyweights of the 21st century, and they go down as that's how he will go down, as one of the great heavyweights of his generation.
This wasn't the first time Tyson had walked away from the sport, and given his unpredictable nature, he might just follow in the footsteps of his namesake Mike Tyson, with fans seeing him return again and again for the next 20 years. But as Fury hangs up his gloves, again for now, where does he rank among the all-time great pound-for-pound champions?
I don't know about pound for pound, but I know I'm the best fighter that's ever lived. Never mind pound for pound. The best looking, the best talker, the best dressed, best everything.
Let's turn to his promoter Frank Warren, who, it turns out, didn't even hear the news directly from his man Fury.
History, as I say, will be made. No, I sent him a text, and that's it. I respect his decision. I've said all along, whatever he chooses to do, I'll support him in every way. I want him to be happy. He's done everything you can do as a fighter. Two-time world heavyweight champion, probably been involved in some of the best fights, and certainly heavyweight fights of the 21st century. Great fights, exciting fights. I just want to be happy, and hopefully he will be.
The Gypsy King certainly has been part of some of the most thrilling heavyweight bouts in modern history. His trilogy with Deontay Wilder, in particular, is now considered one of boxing's greatest rivalries.
Let's just say I'm the lineal champion of my era, and I can only be the best of my day, and I've done that. I'm the best fighter in my era. I'm the generation fighter. I actually feel sorry for all these guys who's had to fight me, because I'm got in the dressing room at home. I'm not nervous. You know, it's a boxing fight to me. I feel sorry for them, because they're fighting the fighter of the generation. That's for sure.
Their first fight saw Fury return after a long layoff, attempting to capture the one belt that had eluded him by beating the most dangerous puncher in the sport. He was knocked down twice, yet still managed to secure a draw most thought he'd won.
How did I get up from the knockdowns? I don't know. I had a holy hand upon me tonight and brought me back. And I got a good fighting spirit, and, I never say die. I get back up, and, even in the 12th round when I got knocked down heavy, I got back up and probably won the round. Fought back and wobbled him a little bit as well. So, listen, it was what it was. I enjoyed every second of it. I'm not going to sit here and complain all night, scream robbery, this, that and the other. I thought I won the fight. I'll leave the audience to decide what they thought.
The second fight was a dominant display by Fury as he overwhelmed Wilder and forced the champ's corner to throw in the towel in the 7th round.
I said what I was going to do, run across the ring to him, put him on the back foot, and unload big shots on him. And I know at 6'9" and 270 pounds, if I hit anybody, I'll knock him spark out.
The third and final encounter was an all-time classic as the two warriors traded knockdowns. Wilder dropped Fury twice, but Fury knocked Wilder down 3 times and finished him off with an 11th round knockout in a brutal back-and-forth war for the ages.
He took a lot of punishment tonight, Deontay Wilder, and that puts a lot of mileage on the clock. So did I. I took a lot of punishment as well. Had some good shots, and I got put over and got back up, and it was just a great fight all in all, Like Sugar said, you got to take your hat off to Wilder's team and him as well. He put up a good fight, and that's what I'm here for. I wasn't here to blow someone over in one round. I travelled the world for so many years to find challenges, and he gave me a real worthy challenge tonight, for sure.
And after the Wilder saga, Fury also had his 24 intense rounds with Oleksandr Usyk.
I felt he'd done enough to get the decision. They were very close fights, very close fights. A lot of people thought Usyk won, same with Tyson. A lot of people thought it was a draw, but it was whatever way you want to look at it. They were epic fights, and they were close fights between the two best heavyweights of the 21st century. It takes two fighters to make a great fight, and that's what both of them did.
Taking on Usyk was to finally unify the heavyweight division after more than 2 decades of waiting, and they did not disappoint. In the first outing, Fury was beginning to impose himself with his jab and uppercuts, but Usyk mounted a fierce comeback, scoring a knockdown in the 9th round to claim a split decision.
Listen, we did the fight
in May of this year. Great fight. I know we keep bragging on about it, but it's in the past now, so we've got to put that behind us. What happened in the fight was a good fight for the fans, and we move on from that. But like I said earlier on in my opening statement, I have to be a little bit more focused and a little bit more smart to get the victory. As it would seem, my rematch with people is always ends up one way. I always end up knocking them out in the rematch. Whoever I've faced more than once has been knocked out in the rematch. So I'm envisaging something similar in the second fight with Usyk.
In the rematch, it was close, but Usyk's higher punch output gave him a unanimous decision victory. Fury didn't agree with the result, and soon after he retired again.
He doesn't need to do PR stunts. I mean, come on. He's a very, very wealthy guy. He doesn't need to do any of that. Facts of the matter is, that's what he's chosen to do. That's where he's at the moment. That's what he said. And that's the decision. I'm sure he's not just pulled it out of the air. He's obviously spoken with family, and everybody has to respect that.
While Fury was involved in numerous championship bouts and his victory over Vladimir Klitschko remains significant, it's these 5 fights that will define his legacy. It's interesting to point these fights out because he went 2, 2, and 1 in the 5 biggest fights of his career, which doesn't sound all that great.
As I say, they were close fights. Decisions are what they are, so they happen. You can't change them. That's what it is. But it doesn't take away his achievements. You know, when you look at the fights, you know, him going on the road, going to Germany to beat Klitschko, going to the States to beat an undefeated Deontay Wilder, who was dangerous at that moment in time. And those fights, certainly the #1 fight and #2 fight, were just exceptional fights. The bravery that he showed, digging deep, his great chin that he's got, his heart, his will to win. I mean, how many fights have you seen do what he does?
Warren is right. The Gypsy King is one of a kind, and he'll be remembered as the second best boxer of his generation. Maybe even the first, depending on where you draw your line. So, what does he do next in life after boxing?
He could do what he liked. He's had 2 books go to #1 in the bestseller charts. He's had a series, Meet the Furies, on Netflix, which I think was one of the best or most seen programs when it came out. Everything he does, he's a very successful guy and a charismatic guy. I'm going to miss it a lot, and I hope what I am going to do is try and persuade him to stay in the sport in another capacity.
What do you think the future is outside of boxing for Tyson?
He's got a very good boxing brain. Come and work with us with Queensbury. That's what I'd like to do.
Promotion?
Yeah. He's a promoter. I mean, he doesn't need a promoter, really. He promotes himself.
Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.